trouble, but we don't really care. Tell ourselves there's always tomorrow, but it will still be there. No, they don't pick us up, instead they knock us down, and that's the way it goes until we're in the ground. I don't wanna do this anymore. No, I just wanna say hello and do whatever I like. It doesn't matter if they say so, 'cause I can put up a fight. Let's make a hit and run, do it for fun. They can't hold on forever, so just say hello. Yeah, we'll be going all night. 9 to 5, we're all on the hustle. We wanna get away. Another day of beg, steal and borrow, and that is safe to say. No, they don't pick us up, instead they knock us down, and that's the way it goes until we're in the ground. I don't wanna do this anymore. Hey. No, I just wanna say hello and do whatever I like. It doesn't matter if they say so, 'cause I can put up a fight. Let's make a hit and run, do it for fun. They can't hold on forever, so just say hello. Yeah, we'll be going all night. No, they don't pick us up, instead they knock us down, and that's the way it goes until we're in the ground. No, they don't pick us up, instead they knock us down, and that's the way it goes until we're in the ground. No, they don't pick us up, instead they knock us down, and that's the way it goes until we're in the ground. I don't wanna do this anymore. No, I just wanna say hello and do whatever I like. Do whatever I like. It doesn't matter if they say so, 'cause I can put up a fight.
All right, everyone. I just talked to Jesse over at J&P Mufflers. He said he can do the resonator delete with an X pipe and the straight pipe in the back to remove the mufflers, all installed for $240. So I think that's way cheaper than buying an exhaust from a shop, I think that's way cheaper than buying an exhaust from like an online store or somewhere local and then having to have it put in, and that'll cost labor. Or if you put it in yourself, you know, you can save the labor, but you're still going to spend about $600 to $800 on the cheap one, you know, on the cheap end for a full exhaust, because they just don't sell an X pipe and then axle backs. Well, they sell axle backs and they sell X pipes, but by the time you buy them all together, you're spending as much as you would if you bought the full exhaust. And it's $240 is about a third cheaper than the cheapest exhaust I could find. And if I went stainless, I'd probably spend a little bit more money on the exhaust, but I would also spend a lot more money on buying an exhaust online. That would cost me somewhere around $1,000 or more for a decent exhaust, and it's still going to have mufflers on the back. Now mind you, we want to do straight pipes. So to do straight pipes, we need straight pipes, no mufflers, and they just don't sell those online. It's something you'd have to have a shop do, so we're gonna do that. So stay tuned, everybody, check it out, and we're gonna see what it sounds like before, and then watch Jesse put it in, and then see what it sounds like after. So until then, I'll check you all later. All right, as you can see, I've got a decibel meter there. So we're gonna start the car. for the thing to stop ringing. Okay, so we're at about 55 decibels there. What's that add? We're going to rev it up here to about 3,000 RPMs. Okay, we actually went up to 4,000 RPMs, and you saw it went to about 68 decibels. So pretty much the sound of my voice. Okay, so we're gonna do this again on the outside of the car when Jesse's ready to pull it in. We'll do a rev with the decibel meter and see what the measurement is, and also we'll be using the Rode mic. We've got a boom mic on the DSLR here, and we'll be able to hear the sound, and then we'll do another test afterwards, outside and inside, to have the sound. Alright guys, we gotta wait a couple minutes for Jesse. He's doing some tires, so in the meantime I'll show you his Corvette here. He's got a nice Corvette he's working on. He's gonna repaint it. I imagine he got it for a really good deal. He's still working on the interior, but he already did his own exhaust, put some shorty mufflers in it. Other than that, it is straight piped. It's pretty sick looking wheels. Looks a little high in the back, or maybe it's just a little low in the front. That is pretty close clearance. These back tires, they just need to be bigger. What do you think, guys? I mean, the color is nice. It's that Arizona copper color that you see once in a while. Looks like the handles have been shaved, and not a premium job done, but he does plan on getting it repainted, so maybe they'll fill that in a little better, make it look nice. But yeah, it does look a little high in the back. I mean, it looks level from what you can see here. I mean, it looks pretty level, but the back end just looks like it's sitting high. And I think it just needs some bigger wheels in the back. I'm sure he'll do some different wheels and tires on this as well. I mean, this is his tire and muffler shop. So you see, he's just a one-man crew. This is his tire yard of used tires when people want to buy a used tire. He's got some used wheels over here. Maybe we'll see if he can hook me up with a deal on the wheels I want to get. You never know. Those are some crazy wheels there. Right now he is working on his 300. He got some decent wheels on it. These are just a little too over the top for me. And I don't go for the black wheels. That's his truck over there. I like those wheels on it. Those are nice. So we'll check back in a couple minutes. Maybe we'll be ready to take the Mustang in. Yep. All right, everybody. So we are going to test sound before Jesse's in the car. You have your foot on the brake?
Yeah.
Here, hold on to this.
Push the brake.
Hold on to that just in case. Nice, and they got a first sound test. That's good. So we were just a little over 70 decibels. Basically what we were on the inside. So we'll see what it sounds like afterwards. As I might have mentioned before, X pipe right there. The rest will be fabricated out of stock. And then we'll put a couple shorty mufflers on it. Hopefully he's got a couple of shorties in here. Get rid of those big honking things. First time we've had it in the air. All right, we don't need to watch all this. This is just normal stuff, tearing the exhaust out. So we'll check back after we've got some installation done. Okay, first start, straight piped. That's loud. It's got a different growl to it. All right, everybody, we are here at Modern Performance, formerly known as Fox Body Performance. They are ready to do the dyno test for us on a Mustang dyno. I know our number is going to be a little bit lower than the other dyno, but we're going to give it a check out. We're going to stand back here to see how loud this gets. That might have just been a warm-up. Never had this done before, so I don't know what they actually do. Maybe he's just getting it going, getting a little warmed up, and then he's going to take off. We'll see. We're going to keep the camera rolling until he stops and gets out. We'll get the numbers on the first one. That was sick! Alright, so what are our numbers here? 7 horsepower at 328 foot-pounds of torque. That was around 6,800 RPM. Okay, everybody, so we're gonna do the second pull. We're gonna watch it from here, the side view. Really check it out, see those wheels spinning, get the sound of what it sounds like in the garage, even with the exhaust pointing straight out. Right now it looks like our guy is doing some adjustments. So that time we're at 380 horsepower at 326 torque. The power topping out around 6,800?
Yeah, the first time it didn't rev as much for some reason.
I think the rev limiter set around 7,500, but I've heard people say it should go up to 8 easy.
Stopping at 7. First time
it's stopping at 7?
First time it stopped at like 67, and then the second time went to 7.
Wish I could take that rev limiter off. So, got the dyno numbers here. So let's just look again real quick. I already forgot. It says 380. It's a good day. It's a good day to own a Mustang, and which is every day, but it was fun. I got some base numbers. We know the exhaust didn't do anything. We also know that Mustang dynos do tend to run a little lower, so we'll take the 380 and assume it might be a few more above that. Maybe we're closer to the 400 mark, but 380 is a good number to start with. Again, this is just to get a baseline, so as we put things on, we can see, you know, we can go back and see what's happening, because the pull only costs 50 bucks. That's a smoking steal, because everybody else wants to charge you 200 bucks an hour, and it's $200 minimum fee, so you're paying 200 bucks for 3 pulls, and that's not including kind of tune or anything. The only drawback is these guys don't tune the new 15s and up, so I would have to go somewhere else and pay that extra money to have somebody tune it when I get to that point. But right now, we're going to run it stock for a while. I might make my own cold air intake. That is one thing I want to do, is just to make one, not to buy one, because $300 to $400 and up is insanity for a filter, for an air filter and a tube. I mean, that is literally just the metal and rubber hose alone. That's not even $5 worth of material. And if they're molded plastic, and they've got like your own box cover, or I don't know, you know, enclosure, which is just one little wall with a gasket on it, you are not keeping that protected and getting actual cold air. What you have is you have a warm air intake, and you have a nice plastic tube. So I'm going to actually make one, and I'm going to get some exhaust pipe or have one bent to fit, and then use a piece of rubber hose on each end to mount it. But that'll get rid of that flexible part of the hose in the center, and that's where we're losing airflow, is where the flow is being disrupted by those ridges there. So if we smooth that section out, the rest of it looks smooth. So it should be good to go. I want to make sure that the opening on the throttle body is the same opening in the filter box, and it is the same opening or combined openings going into the filter box to feed the filter through, you know, go through the filter. You want to make sure you have the same amount of air coming in that's all the way going into the car, because if you don't, then you have a choke point. All these people that are cutting like the whole bottom of the box out and saying that's cold air, or they're just chopping things, or just putting a tube into their intake, into their engine bay and a filter, that is doing absolutely nothing. Nothing. And I'll tell you why. You're taking in hot air. The point of a cold air intake is to bring in cold air, because cold air is more dense. The molecules are moving less, so they become more dense. There's less gaps in between. That's what you want, that cold air. You get more air that way. But if you're sucking warm air in, and it's air from there on the intake, you're just sucking in dirty warm air. That is doing nothing, absolutely nothing for your car. And the other thing you want to do is these cones they're putting on the end so they can suck air in. Your original air box has intakes that force air into it from in front of the engine. That is cold air. By putting this thing in here and then not having that enclosure to force the air in, you have defeated the purpose and probably actually detrimented the power in your engine. The only reason those filters are really any good is if you're sucking the air through an intercooler. So then, yeah, have the filter inside, because it's going to go through an intercooler on the outside of the car to cool off, and then it'll become cold air. So thanks for joining. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed the dyno pull on the Mustang. We'll be doing some more once we do some mods on it to give it some more performance. But right now, it's just going to be as it is, and we're going to roll and look good, because that's what we do. So take care. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you on the sunny side.